And now, DreamWorks Kung Fu Panda, Legends of Awesomeness.
Hear the legends of the legends of awesomeness. Sweet.
Assalamualaikum guys, this is my collection is here. In this video I am going to tell you that the episode starts with Tigress showing off her training with the trio Bio Zhao, a bow staff with iron hammer on the end that can split into 3 movable parts. Po was to go next. However, he lacked the practice his lesson as Shifu noticed. His was consequences and discipline. As Po could only succeeded in beating himself up, it seemed Po had not practiced, studied, or raked the peach blossoms which he was then ordered to do. As he is ranking, Po can only grumble about Shifu needing to relax. Then the peach blossom scroll up around Po, and the ghostly figure of Oogway appeared before him. Oogway explains to Po that he here to help him, and then warn him to an attack and disappear. Po is confused at first but realizes that he is being attacked by the leopard bands. Po manages to beat them quickly and Oogway appears once more to talk him. While this was happening, Shifu was currently overseeing Tigress and Monkey spar on the spinning loops. As the pair leaps off, Po bursts in and they land on him. Po rushes to explain only to have to take a breath and re-explain. Oogway had returned to help Po train. At first, everyone does not believe him, but as Po talks, they began to believe him, especially Shifu, who was excited to hear about his master. He urged Po to bring him and the Furious Five to Oogway, but Po reluctantly had to tell him that Oogway only wanted to talk Po. Shifu was obviously disappointed, but dismissed Po to train with Oogway. Po runs off to avoid with awkwardness. Tigress is the first to apologize, only for Shifu to wave it away hastily. He walks off, saying he needed to review his scrolls. Po returned to Oogway about the lessons. Oogway tells Po that he must have restful mind, spirit, and the body. The other word, take a loads off. Po is happy to at first, but protested in Shifu's defense. Oogway instructed Po to share his wisdom with others, and that share is coming before disappearing once more. Po shrugs it off and relaxes. That same evening, Po and Po talks. During the talk between Shifu and the Po, Shifu tells Po about he confused about Oogway talking to Po. But Po shrugs it off and relaxes that same was evening. Shifu and Po talks. During the talk with he confused about Oogway talking to Po, but it comes out wrong. Po sorrowfully reminds Shifu that if it had been up to me, Po would have never been chosen as Dragon Warrior. Po left after leaving Shifu alone. On the other hand, Oogway continues to train Po in relaxing and training it easy. Po passes on his lesson to the five, who obeys him, thinking it is a great wisdom from Oogway. Shifu is left out. Soon Shifu conferred Po about his end and the five lack of training and questioning if he knew his master. Po retorted that he knew Oogway, Shifu's master. This led to an argument between the two of them. As the five can only watch, Shifu tests Po on his understanding of Oogway's wisdom. Po fails badly and finally shouts that Shifu was too uptight to accept the fact that Oogway does not meet him. Shifu nearly yelled and insulted back but stopped, unable to says anything else and clearly affected by Po's remark. Shifu walks to the village, giving the excuse that he needed to restock on supplies. Po and Shifu go separated ways. The five caught in the middle. Shifu walked through the village, thinking over Po's word and denying about uptide. Deep trouble, he quickly journeys to the peach tree of heavenly wisdom to talk to Oogway. Though Shifu tried to get a response from Oogway, he is left with nothing but sparkling peach blossoms, petals, and fond memory of growing up at the palace. Learning Kung Fu at the Oogway side, depressing Shifu's bags and bag and leave the Jade Palace. On the later, Po relaxes in the moon pool while Tigress and Monkey runs to him, informing him of Shifu's disappearance. Po panics, unbelievable to decide on his own. He freaks out for a moment before running to insult with Oogway. Unfortunately, Oogway tells Po that Shifu had left for a reason and it was time for Po to be the leader. Oogway assures a very nervous Po then he will be here to guide him and gently command Po to move into Shifu's room. Po reluctantly obeys but finds himself unable to bear the weight and the feeling of unworthiness, demanded that he was not meant to lead. Po suddenly runs off to find Shifu. Po frantically searches the forest, calling for his master. He finds Shifu playing his flute next to a house in the forest. Contact Shifu, tell Po that the panda was right. He was too strict. He was now nothing more than a humble musician. Po distressed tried to tell Shifu he is not meant to be in charge, to which Po only remind him that Po got what he want, to do whatever he want. During this, the five were still confused and little concerned over their master's leaving and Po became the master. Monkey tries to look at the bright side not walking up and down anymore. When Oogway comes in, the five bow respectfully, unaware of the trap. Meanwhile, Po was still trying to get Shifu to return at the Jade Palace. Po admits that even though Oogway call him awesomeness, it does not mean for Shifu to leave. Shifu was surprised but still refuses to leave and goes to back at the Jade Palace, reminding Po of his consequence lesson. Po, despair over his failure, returned to the palace. Upon arriving in the sacred hall of warrior, Po is shocked to find the five bound and caged. Tigress tries to warn him, but it was too late. Oogway appears and traps Po inside the hall. Then he revealed the true identity of Junji. The Junji declared himself the new and rightful master and calls upon his leopard followers. These were the same one that attacked Po earlier. Po gives the best effort to fight them, but is slammed into a wall, knocking loose the Tri-Bao. Po tries to use the weapon against Junji and his minions, but due to his severe lack of training, he only succeeded in hitting himself up. Po is beaten down yet again. As Junji pins him to the floor, Po gives one last attempt to fight back, telling Junji he was disgraced to the name of the Oogway. At that moment, the door to the hall burst open, and Oogway's ghost appears yet again. Junji is the first to approach his master, respectfully bowing and yelling Oogway. He was restoring order to the Jade Palace. Oogway exclaimed all the while as he recognized Junji's passion for his goal. Junji is overjoyed, but Oogway suddenly goes to the offense, attacking Junji and pinning him to the ground with his staff. Junji, desperate, tells Oogway that he belonged there and Shifu had abandoned the place, but Oogway form disappeared, revealing Shifu, who reminded Po that he and Junji knew a lot of the same tricks. Then Junji attacks. Po quickly frees the five as they battle the leopards. Junji Shifu fight frequently. Po try to help, only to attack Shifu by mistake and get kicked by Junji. The leopard attacked the furious five once more, once with the ring bagged in the hand. Tigers take up the Tri-Bao and defeated them. Seeing Shifu was losing his battle, Po shouted for the Tri-Bao, but still could not use it correctly. Then meanwhile Shifu was steadily getting up beaten as Junji's anger grows. At last Junji managed to get Shifu on the ground, slamming his foot onto the red panda throat. Junji would kill Shifu had but not started spinning with the Tri-Bao extended. One of the hammered and suddenly hit Junji, knocking him backward onto the heap of the unconscious leopards. Then the post apologized to the Shifu, saying that he only thought he was following Oogway. Shifu himself admitted that he missed his master more than anyone. When he asked how he knew it was not Oogway, Shifu told Po that Oogway did many mysterious things as the master is Oogway, but he highly doubted that he did not say awesome. However, unbeknownst to them all, the true spirit of Oogway had been watching. He smiled and did say awesome before disappearing in a swirl of speech blossom.